Good afternoon, everyone. This is Quinny Clem with Quinny's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today we have Aaron Woodson on my channel today. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Everybody, welcome. Thank you.
Okay, tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Aaron Woodson. I'm from Vallejo, California, and I moved here to Jacksonville, Florida, about 5 years ago now, and I'm a military veteran, and I served in the Air Force for 15 years, um, the Air Force and the Air National Guard. I'm an Operation Iraqi War veteran. Uh, I've done security. I'm an author. I'm also a screenwriter. So I do a little bit of everything.
Okay. What is your genre and what attracted you to that genre?
My That's a good question. My genre is poetry, nonfiction, and what attracted me to poetry was, people like Maya Angelou, legendary poets like her, and um, just Edgar Allan Poe, Langston Hughes, just
Mhm.
different types of poets that I gravitate to, and that's what got me into it. Plus music, because music is poetry.
Yes.
So I really gravitate to expression.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, can you tell us about your books?
I sure can. Basically, I'm a published author of two books called The Face of Expression and The Face of Expression 2. I was featured in a collaboration with 20 different authors on a book called Unshakable Faith. And I also just released a screenplay with my friend Mike Messier. So, but with the two books that I released, the Face of Expression series, they're poetry, a collection of poems, basically that highlight different expressions that people may deal with. Uh, the Face of Expression. I got that title because when you look at people's faces, that's the first thing you notice about them is the countenance, right? Everything
Mhm.
that you're feeling inside kind of comes up to the surface. And
Mhm.
so I was like, this is something that I gotta put out there because a lot of people have different expressions,
Yes.
and I speak to what comes from the heart.
Right. Okay, tell us about Aaliyah and Troy.
Yeah, sure. Aaliyah and Troy is basically it's a love story. It's a romantic comedy, and you got Troy. Um, the title Aaliyah and Troy. The inspiration came from one of my favorite singers, Aaliyah, and of course Troy. Troy being my uncle.
Mhm.
It was his birthday yesterday. Shout out Troy, Uncle Troy, and the story basically. It's Troy meeting Aaliyah, and he has a crush on her, and he's a military veteran now, so he just got out of the service. He meets Aaliyah, they strike up a really good friendship,
Mhm.
and now Aaliyah is a single mom, okay, and so you know Troy really is digging Aaliyah, and he meets Aaliyah's daughter, which is Rosa, and little Rosa's really cool, but see the thing is uh there's a basically Troy's a lone wolf military veteran. He's suffering from PTSD,
Mhm.
and he discovers himself at home in a community of spoken word artists known as Aaliyah, and his single mom love interest. But her complicated relationship with her daughter's father, Brett, threatens to push Troy over the edge. So it's like a love triangle, basically.
Is this based on real life or this is imagination?
It's actually a lot of it's real life
Oh,
with
okay.
some added stuff.
Okay. Would you like to read a snippet from it?
I sure would. Give me 1 second. Uh, okay. I infused poetry into this screenplay.
Oh,
So yeah, so I'm gonna read a line that Troy says. He's basically reciting one of my poems that I put in this script.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with Aaliyah. Aaliyah says, "You ain't gonna kill me, are you?" He sits down next to her and lets out a deep breath. I'm a stranger here on earth, but I'm related to the struggle like it was my brother. Ever since birth, I had to endure this beautiful struggle. My mother strained every last ounce of energy during labor for me to arrive. As I grew, it became a struggle for me to take my first step. I stumbled a few times, but I kept getting up and trying again. My lips would quiver and hesitate to speak its first words. Although I stuttered, I somehow managed to get my point across. My little hands were quite slippery as I tried to catch or grab hold of something. Oftentimes, I struggled to listen as a result of my short attention span. As I got older, I struggled with my approach to the opposite sex. Enduring sacrifice overshadowed my happiness like a dark cloud covering the sun. When I became mature, I gained wisdom through each trial and tribulation. However, all I was searching for was a father, and I found him in Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Through realization, I came to the conclusion it wasn't easy to walk with Jesus. I struggled with faith as it was a balancing, excuse me, I struggled with faith as if I was balancing on a tightrope without a net. Yet he was with me all the way through the treacherous walk. Jesus was the net. Your struggle and my struggle look at each other in the same mirror. It reflects how beautiful our struggle really is.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What did you learn when writing your books?
Wow. That's a I learned I learned that I had a lot of deep healing that I needed to get. I had some healing that I had to go through, and I learned that I I can write my heart out. I pretty much I can write what's I can really get in tap with my inner self and really communicate with other people and just be who I am, be true to me.
Yes, yes. What inspired you to write this book, this particular book?
What inspired me? Well, basically, I had a I had a prior title called Voice of Connection that I was going to name these books, but I scrapped the title when I realized that, man, I want something that connects people.
Hmm.
Voices are important, but like just actually seeing somebody's expression, it tells a whole story.
Hmm.
And I wanted to connect with people. I wanted to share my story and also be able to, converse and have dialogue with people,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
just kind of have something resonate with people because they might can understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, yes. What, in your opinion, are the most important factors or elements in good writing?
In my opinion, some of the things you should have, you should definitely have take the initiative to get started, and you should definitely uh, have something that you're passionate about.
Hmm.
Uh, I
Yes.
think passion is a good place to start, because it's something that it's something that you can recognize and you can actually uh, put out there for people to kind of gravitate to, even if they may not be feeling it. Just do something, write what you feel is good for you and for your audience, for your readers. You know what I'm saying? Be authentic, be
Yes.
honest. Uh, don't don't try to don't try to like worry about impressing everybody. Just be true to yourself. Be honest.
Hmm.
Uh, Obviously, write an outline. Kind of know what your key points are going to be when you write. Um, Edit. Editing is so important. I can't stress that enough. Uh,
Yes. Please. Please.
Presentation is everything, and you know, just uh, just making sure that you have the right the right foundation on what you're trying to say.
Mhm, mhm. Where did your love of poetry come from?
My love of poetry. Let's see. Um, Music. I love music. So I mean, I remember seeing a movie called Poetic Justice and Love Jones and movies
Yes,
like that. You know what I'm talking about. So
yes.
you know, I mean, and then seeing people perform on
Yes.
poetry slams or whatever, and so I was like, man, I want to do that. You know, and also just be able to express myself because I love being able to express myself because sometimes we live in a world where you feel like your voice is drowned out, people aren't listening, so you're like, all right, I want to use a platform which is poetry to say what I need to say because I think what people have to say is important
Yes. Yes.
because we all have a message.
How do you develop your poems? Guide us through the stages of a poem.
Well, for me, I guess it starts with a thought. Like something will just come to me if I'm like thinking about it or if I see it. Because most of us guys were visual, so we kind of. I mean, at least for me, I'll start off with a thought, or I'll see something, or maybe I'll hear a song, and somehow I'll play off of something that's like off of those things,
Hmm, hmm.
and I'll just start writing, and it'll flow, and like last night I was writing a poem. I was writing a poem about Valentine's, for example, and it's called "What's the Fuss About Valentine's Day." You know, everyone. I mean, so I just kind of was like, all right, I was in my zone, and
Hmm.
I just, you just write from the heart, basically.
Okay. Um, do you want to talk about your other books that you have?
Oh yeah, sure do. Uh, so the first one, well, I don't have the first one with me, but the first one is called "The Face of Expression."
Hmm.
Uh, that one, that's like my first book that I released in 2018 of this month. So that was 3 years ago, and that book was like it was raw, and it took me the longest to put it out because I'm not gonna lie, like when you want to put out something, you want to make sure it's done correctly,
Hmm.
and you might have a little bit of trepidation of putting it out at first. You want to perfect it, but finally, it took me after 9 years after writing it, I put it out, and it was just the right time. The face of expression, like I said, was just a way to identify some inner healing and just to have a conversation with other people about what they may be going through, whatever traumas they're dealing with. Uh, Something that they can hold on to, that maybe they can find some hope or inspiration, some peace. Maybe some new lessons that they may not have ever thought of to
Yeah.
apply in their life. And so I really am proud of that book. I mean, that was my first one. That's my baby,
Hmm.
and it's been a quite a interesting uh, journey in this writing journey. Um, and then I move on to my second book, which I released last year in May of 2020. And this is more like I would consider this like the remix of the first book, that but new and improved and much
Yes.
better. And so this one I get a little bit more deep into a lot of different things. Like I lost my grandmother, for example, a couple years ago. I was very close to her, and so I dedicated this book to her, my family, and I have a poem in here called 88 Keys, and I think that's like my most emotional poem.
Yes.
And she meant the world to everybody around her. She was the rock of the family,
Hmm.
and I go deeper into my emotions like in this book than I ever did. Like I talk about grief, I talk about pain, love, even some joyful times like dancing. I love dancing. I talk about just different social issues, uh,
Yes.
and even things that are dealing with us as people, like Black Boy Joy,
Mhm.
discovering your tribe, Black conscience, things like that. I try to be well rounded in what I'm saying.
Well, I was just going to ask you about the 88 keys.
Oh, okay.
I wonder, did you want to recite it or can you recite it?
I sure will. I would love to. Thank you. Let me find it real quick. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, cool. I appreciate you letting me read this. I'm thinking about doing this into a song. Uh, Someone suggested I do it,
Okay.
but I want to do the poem. It's called 88 Keys in tribute to my grandmother, Fannie Mae Wallace.
Mhm.
You were born April 12th, 1931. God put you on this earth for a season. You are one of the many reasons that I'm writing this poem right now. It's my great honor and privilege to show you nothing but unconditional love. You deserve flowers and so much more. I really hope you can smell them now. Your life was a sweet fragrance to the world. Oh, how I adore you, my dear sweet granny. Fannie Mae Wallace, you made such a significant impact on the many lives you touched. You were and continue to be a blessing to everyone that ever loved and knew you. Years went by seemingly so expeditiously. The love I have for you can be seen through the many tears that will be shed for you. You always made everyone feel welcome in your glorious presence. You always were the brightest. No one could ever hold a candle to you. You made me believe in myself. You made everyone else believe in themselves too. You made believers out of all of us because God was the center of it all in your life. If you were an instrument, I would say you're the grand piano. I remember I always heard you sing the most beautiful church hymns. You sang in the choir, but soon you'll be singing with the angels in heaven. You'll receive your wings and reward for being a true and
Mhm.
faithful servant of our Lord and Savior. We celebrate you, my dear Granny. Your journey is now coming to an end. We know you've been tired for quite some time.
Mhm.
Now you may rest in his kingdom. When I see a piano, I will try and play a song and think of you. You are 88 years old. The piano has 88 keys.
Keys.
I would say you left us with many chords of memories. You will forever be a timeless treasure. Your legacy will live on, and I will always cherish everything we shared together. Even in the pain you endured, your resilience was a stroke of genius. You flashed radiance and grace with such unique humility. Be with the king, my dear sweet granny. Your 88 keys will be struck on a high note to glory. I can hear you singing now. Jesus, keep me near the cross, or the angels keep watching over me. You're on the wings of love, and soon you'll be flying high. I'll look up to the sky, and I'll play 88 keys for you, and only you. I love you, Granny, till we meet again.
I love it. Love it. You. Thank you. And your voice. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. It's a
Can you,
pleasure.
yes. Can you give us any advice? Can you give any advice to someone who wants to write and publish poetry?
I sure can. Um, when you, for all my future writers out there, or people that are just wondering what they have to do to start, I mean, the main thing is just getting started. You know what I mean? Just take the initiative. Say what you want to say. You know, write what you need to write, and then just break everything down systematically if you have to. Uh, have maybe proofread it a few times.
Mhm.
Have someone look over it. But for the most part, write something that you would be proud of. Write something that people, well, of course, that you'll like. First and foremost, and make sure that you know it's just something that's authentic and true.
Mhm. Yes.
Don't copy and be unoriginal. You know what I'm saying? Just just be true to who you are, and having the confidence and just overcoming the barrier of you know uh just overcoming that initial fear, you know, or that lack of confidence or whatever. And just know that, when you put that your best foot forward, things will work out good for you if you just believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. You know, that's pretty much all I can say on that.
Okay. What are you currently working on right now?
Well, I just finished my screenplay, Aaliyah and Troy. I'm actually working on pre-movie production because we're trying to put this script on the screen,
Hmm.
big screen.
Hmm.
And then also I'm also trying to finish my third book. It's called The Final Expression 3D, and that's the last book of the Face of Expression series. And I'm ready to put the last one on there, put the last finishing touches, and you know, and then move on to some other things.
Okay. Where can readers find you and your books?
Uh, yeah, you can find me on Amazon. Uh, you know, uh, Shoot, it's a long link, but the easy way I could tell you is just go on Amazon, type in the titles of the books. It's called The Face of Expression for the first one. And then the second one is called The Face of Expression 2, In Your Face. So basically the easy way, the first one is a tan covered book with the girl in a crowd. It'll say Aaron Woodson by Aaron
Mhm.
Woodson.
Okay.
And then the second one, you'll just see the girl on my lap, and then you'll see the Face of Expression 2, In Your Face.
Oh, that's you on the cover?
Yeah, that's me on the cover.
Oh, I
And
didn't
then this is
see that.
back.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Yeah. And then if you, of course, buy this, if you want to buy this, I got the screenplay for sale. That's on Amazon too.
okay.
So yeah, I'm definitely passionate about my writing, and I hope you guys go out there and support it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of something for everybody of all walks of life, and
Mhm.
I definitely you know would look forward to touching and inspiring people out there worldwide with the words that I write that God has given me. And I just hope you guys enjoy it. So far I've gotten a lot of great feedback.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close?
Uh, I just want to say to everybody, keep God first. He will direct your paths if you believe. Just believe in Him and keep Him in the center, and everything will fall in place the way it should. I don't worry about a timetable. When it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. You know, just keep on believing, keep on striving, speak things into existence, speak things into existence as if it already happened. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You have to hold on to it, manifest it, and be authentic and be honest in everything, in all your dealings. And be impeccable with your word. And there's so many other things I could say, but mainly just have love in your heart and keep God first.
Yes. Now, before we go, do you want to play a little game called Inside Aaron?
Inside Aaron.
Hmm.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'm curious.
Okay, it's just a few questions about you.
Okay.
So, okay, who is your favorite author and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I have a few, but if I had to narrow it down, ugh, it would be between like I like William Shakespeare. I also like John Maxwell.
Oh,
John, yeah, William Shakespeare. I like his dramas. I like how he, just had different. He had a different range of how
mhm,
he constructed his art. How he put comedies, tragedies, you know, and romance. He just kind of did it all. And I like John Maxwell because I actually met him at a conference in North Carolina
mhm.
a few years ago, and he writes books on leadership, and I aspire to be a leader, and I think I've grown into that role. I'm still growing, and so
Okay.
yeah.
What are you reading right now?
Right now, I'd say, well, other than books for school, I've been reading the Bible. I mean,
Mhm,
excuse me. I read that, and there's a book that I really, really love. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho,
mhm.
and I mean, that's just such a good book. I recommend people read that, or The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz.
Okay. What books or authors have most influenced your own writing?
Uh, I would say Maya Angelou for sure. Um, just the way she delivered each poem. She
Yes.
she delivered it with power and grace and dignity. I really look up to her so much. She was a trailblazer and pioneer, and definitely, I mean, I take a lot of inspiration from her.
Mhm,
Uh, any like Alicia Keys is another one I like. Musically,
mhm.
she does poetry too, and
Yes.
I'm so I mean there's a lot of like strong black women. I really take a lot from, and just some of the musicians like I can go on and on. I can say Prince, Michael. Uh,
Baby daddy.
there's he said
Just go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's all good. No, yeah, just just different people like Lance Arm or not Lance. What's his name? Langston Hughes. Langston
Hughes.
Hughes.
Yeah. Okay. Who is the author you most admire in your genre?
In my genre. Ooh. Uh I would say, well, she passed away was Maya Angelou. And right now I'm really liking Amanda Gorman. Uh
Okay.
I really I she's young, way younger than me, but like that presidential poem that she gave about the hill we climb. I mean, that really, man, I don't know about you, but it really just
Hmm.
struck a chord with me, and
Hmm.
I still can't get over that poem. It
Yes.
was phenomenal.
Yes. Yes. Uh,
Yeah.
last one. What do you like to do when you're not writing?
Uh, there's a lot of things. I like to dance. I love dancing. Dancing. I like to watch sports like football, basketball. Uh, I like to go out, try different foods, travel, and for anything that's fun, anything worthwhile.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Queenie, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Happy reading. Bye, y'all.
Yes, happy reading, guys. Thank you.